It's time for another UTV off-road adventure in the Arizona desert, and this time we're at Sycamore Creek. Again, I love this area. In this video, we have 5 UTVs with 7 people. Our neighbor Roger has a couple visiting, Gary and Lora. Now, Gary is going to be riding with me in the Villain and has agreed to take some video for us. His wife Laura, she'll be with Roger in the Razor. Larry, of course, will be in his Villain. Dean, well, he just bought a brand new Honda Talon for his first ride. And Bill is in his 4-seater Can-Am Max. He saw one of my videos and contacted me. We're going to see if he likes riding with it. We're going out on rugged trails rated 4 to 7 out of 10. Want to have fun. Don't want to get hurt. We'll save the bigger numbers for later. Testing gear, skills, endurance under extreme desert heat. Predicted to be 98 degrees today by midday. Soon, it's going to be over 115 in our local desert. This is way too extreme for me. We're going to review the new dual overhead fan system from Main Street Cycle that I just installed 2 days ago. Now, is it essential for summer off-road riding? Well, this hands-on review is meant to help you decide if it's worthwhile investment for your comfort. So a few minutes after leaving the staging area, we've already had a bunch of fun to get to this point. The other side of this little hill is Sycamore Creek, but we're going to climb up on top of the ridge and enjoy the fun up here as well as the views on our way over to Widowmaker. Now, this is a good opportunity to talk about how to be safe when it's nice and dry out here. You have an advantage. If anyone's out there moving around, they're stirring up dust. So when you're at a high point like this, you can take that view, look around. Do you see any dust trails? Do you see any movement? Anything to give you a clue that someone else is out there. It might just be your place to play and no one else to. Well, that's what we found. Life is good. Now, it's my understanding that Gary and Lora, well, this is their first time in a side-by-side. So this is going to be quite an adventure. First thing we're going to do is go down the slots at Widowmaker. First time I ever saw the slots was 13 months ago. Robin and I were on our very first ride with me driving the Villain, and oh man, there was a lot of butt puckering going on here. We were fearing for our safety. Today, it's just a thrill. I've progressed a little bit. Once Gary and I got to the bottom, we quickly rotated around so the camera was aimed up the hill, and look, here comes Bill. It looks like everybody's finding their way down. There's Roger with Laura. Who's next? There comes Dean in that new Honda Talon, making it look super easy. Well, here comes Larry down the same slot that Dean took. Hey, that looks like fun. Maybe next time. All right, we'll play more here on the way back. Right now, it's time to head further in. I'm still looking for the Trail 4019. You see it on the GPS. I have a route to get there. Let's see if we can find it. So at the bottom of Widowmaker, we hang an immediate right, head on up the creek, and we don't go very far before we hit 1851. All of this is very popular, so if you're here on the weekend, it's going to be extremely crowded. Today, we're very lucky. We haven't seen a soul. The place is all ours. This quickly gets us over to 1855, where we're going to hang a left. Now, both of these trails are basically dirt road. There's a few sections that are a little rough, and then as we get back to the creek, there's even trees over here, giant shrubs, and a bit of rock, but still pretty easy going. Just a little bumpy when you get into the rock. Well, this would be a lot more challenging if there was water, but the rocks are visible, so you can pick your path, and there's several different trails which would either be underwater or that run alongside the creek, so you have lots of choices. This would be a great lunch spot, but I'm just not ready yet. Time for more fun. Well, once we take a left turn on 1856, fun does begin. It gets a little more narrow, and then a lot more narrow. It gets steeper and curvier, and off camber, and up onto ridge tops with views. This is a fun trail. Well, we were all having so much fun on this trail that we all forgot that we were supposed to be looking for the Trail 4019. This is the connecting trail according to the GPS. Well, we never did find it, but we had a heck of a lot of fun, and now I guess I just have to come back here again. Oh darn. In spite of the drought, there's still been just enough rain back here in the hills that everything is in bloom. Has been for about a month. It's just gorgeous. This trail isn't just pretty scenery. Look at this. It curves in so many different directions. Oh, I'm just having so much fun on here. Maybe you can tell from my voice. I don't know. It was a blast. So this is when I realized I had missed 1049 because this intersection is a T intersection. It says 1096. Well, it looks like we can go left and maybe we can get over to where I want to be. Let's go find out. It was an interesting trail, but it didn't take long to figure out there was no way it was going to get us to the long lost 1049. I know it's over there, I just can't get there from here. Soon I saw some shade bushes and decided it was time to pull over and have lunch. I was definitely hungry. Turned out everybody else was as well. So it's time to talk about the incredible MSC dual overhead fans. The cabin has been exceptionally comfortable today, and that's thanks to these amazing fans. With my Super ATV flip windshield open and the fans running throughout the ride, the difference is remarkable. At slow speeds, the fans work wonders by blowing air down to the floor, pushing that unbearable hot air outside. While Larry was ready to call it a day due to the heat, I was all set to keep exploring. Now that's what I call value. So shortly after lunch, we decided to turn around and go back looking for 1049. I know it's out there somewhere off 1856. Surely we can find it on the way back. Well, we drove back, and I gotta say the trail's fun in both directions on 1856. Had a lot of fun. And I was trying really hard to find the turnoff, and the only thing I saw was what looked like it might be a single track trail, so of course we didn't take that. Needless to say, we did not find 1049 on this ride. We're going to have to come back again. Oh darn. Once I got to the intersection for 1855, of course I stopped to wait for the next person behind me, and I'm looking at the GPS, and it looks like if I can find 1857, hang a right, and it will get us over to 1049. So here's another chance. What do you think? So we start up 1857. Gary and I are having a blast. It's steep. There's some ruts. Beautiful scenery off to the side, of course. And we come up over a rise. We're on the ridge, and eventually I get up here, and I see in the distance what looks like a vertical rock face with big ruts, and it's like, nope. My skill level says I'm not ready for that. I need someone else. So had a little chat. Roger finally volunteered. He has a lot more experience than I do. And then up he went. Well, Gary had to hike up the hill so he could get in the right spot to shoot video of all of us coming up. Roger, being the first to go up, don't think he got the message. Either that or he was impatient. But anyway, Gary managed to shoot him, and we got it in slow-mo, and it looks pretty cool. And listen to how they thought about it when it was over. About that, dude! So watching Roger from down below, it looked like he stood up on two wheels almost straight up in the air. Well, that gave me a little bit of apprehension, but since he made it up and didn't come tumbling back down the hill, well, if he can do it, I'm pretty sure the villain can do it. The only question is, can I do it? So tire placement here is critical, or you may come tumbling back down the hill. Man, this was exciting. So much fun. I want to do it again. I thought you might want to see what it looks like from my point of view in the cab. Now, I'm already in four-wheel drive low. I flipped on the diff lock because I want max traction when I hit that rock wall up ahead. This was an exciting climb. Definitely had to pick your tire placement. Fun. Well, Bill with his Can-Am Max, it's a four-seater, a little bit lower, so not quite the ground clearance. I do believe he scraped on the way up, and he was having as much fun as the rest of us. Everybody was thrilled when this was over, and I think we all pretty much feel the same. Can't wait to go do it again. Dean usually rides by himself, but I think this is the third ride he's done with us. We always try to increase his skill level by taking him on things that no sane person would do by themselves, and yet there are people who do. He did great on this, even with a brand new machine. So Larry's bringing up the rear in his Villain, same model year as mine. He did upgrade the tires from the stock 30s that I have to 32s, so that makes a difference. He's got a bit more clearance, and he has a lot more skill. He's been riding off-road for years. Now, he's already seen that everybody else made it, but I'm pretty sure that he knew he could anyway, and I think he's having a lot of fun back there. Roger and Lora had kept going after they cleared this obstacle. So they're up ahead somewhere on the ridge, and we just figured we'd already done the most difficult part of the climb, and it was. But the fun was not over. 1857 definitely had more fun waiting for us around the corner. And, of course, Roger and Lora They were up at the top, already out of their vehicle, waiting to cheer us on when we finally showed up. Man, this was a fun trail. We were really enjoying the ridge, and we got to an intersection. We could have gone left or right. We chose left, which turned out to be a bad choice. Right, I think, would have taken us straight to what we were looking for, that 1049. And left, well, that took us right back down to 1856. Darn. Oh well. We had a lot of fun. Time to go back. It's hot. I won't bore you with the ride back on 1855 to 1851 to Sycamore Creek. I'm just going to pick up, hey, we're back at Widowmaker, and it's time to go up and down a couple of times. Fun. Here we go. So it's only been a couple of months since I found this trail with Gary, the Canadian, with the 50-inch Can-Am trail, and I like it more and more every time I go up or down it. There were some pretty deep holes going up this thing, only it's been so dry every time people go through, the dirt just kind of collapses into the hole, so it's getting a lot smoother and a lot easier. Now that we're back on top of the Widowmaker, it's time to pick a slot to go down. So we're going to go down almost the same way we did earlier today, a little bit faster because now Gary's really accustomed to this and we're ready to have more fun. Now as we get further down, there's all sorts of turns to the left. Pick a slot. I'm going to take the same one that we saw Dean and Larry go down this morning and see what kind of fun they actually had. Turns out it was pretty smooth, except, right as you pop out of the walls, all this dirt is just filling in the holes. Wait until the rain comes. It's going to be exciting again. So that's Mike coming down in his 4-seater, and not far behind him, that's Roger. But wait, that's not Roger driving. That's Lora. Wow, her first time driving, and she's coming down Widowmaker, and she looks like she knows what she's doing. Amazing. So normally when I'm going up and down the slots, it's the same one over there on the end. But today I've come down one over, and now I'm going up one more over. So that's 3 different slots in one day. Yep, this is a good day. And they're all pretty smooth, again, because of the drought and all the dirt falling in. As soon as that rain comes, it's going to be a whole different story. But anyway, it's time to get up to the top and get everybody gathered up and head back to the trailer, because last time I looked, it's 101 degrees in the cab. That's way too hot for me. So we're going back along the ridge just like we came in, because it's just much more fun up here. Great views, terrific terrain. It's just a lot of fun. So the excitement's just about over, but there's still a bit more to go. This turn is going to take us down off the ridge and back into the wash. On our way back, we're going to hit 1848 here in just a moment. This is where all the fun started this morning, only we were heading up onto the ridge on our way to Widowmaker. It's been a great day. Now 1848 has some really great sweeping turns, but you have to be very careful because a lot of them are blind turns. So remember, watch for the dust trails, look when you're up high, anything to make sure you don't have a head-on. Even if you're going slow, you don't want to do a head-on. I've showed this climb in many past videos. Sometimes we're on 3 wheels, maybe even 2 wheels, I don't know. But the drought, the dirt, it's filling in the holes. It's still a fun climb, just not as exciting as it used to be. So right after this climb, I pulled over to the side and asked Gary what he thought about the Main Street Cycle fans. Now remember, he has no prior experience with the Villain, but let's see what he thinks. So tell me your name, and did you think the fan helped at 100 degrees?
My name's Gary, and I thought they blew a little hot air, so I kind of kept mine down just a little bit. I like the air coming through the windshield better, but yeah, they helped when you're stopped.
Yeah, how about when we were going really, really slow in the engine?
Yeah, oh yeah, it blew, yeah, that helped a lot.
And that's kind of my take on it, is at 20 miles an hour plus, it doesn't matter. You don't need the fan. There's plenty of air coming in. I've got a flip windshield. It's okay. It's 101 degrees. It's sitting here right now and idle. The only reason I'm not saying I got to go home, I need air conditioning, is because that fan is running and it's keeping me just comfortable enough. So I'm going to say, yeah, they're worth having. Well, that's it for this recording. Use the comment section below if you want to share your experience at this location or maybe recommend an area that you really enjoy. Please keep it clean. I want this to be a family-oriented channel, so review what you type before you submit it. Thanks. I apologize if you happen to hear something during the ride's recording that may not sound family-oriented. I will try very hard not to let certain words slip out during an exciting moment. We'll see how that works. If you found this video helpful or just enjoyed it, please hit the like button below. Share the link with your friends. Be sure to subscribe so you can easily keep up with my latest videos, which will continue to cover things like Segway Villain owners' area of interest, reviews of accessories, where to ride, tips about the villain, how-to videos, and lots more. Yep, there's going to be more. Thanks for watching.